Hey, this is Max. Welcome back to another CSR2 video. So I'm here on the final 10 races of New York. Up to this point, the only truly challenging race is race 58, which required the Mustang Mach E, and you cannot get past that with stage 5 only. At that point, it jumped from 8.6 to 8.0, requiring at least a strong stage 6 to get past. And now, fortunately, I've been getting together and adding stage 6s to my car, so I'm pretty much okay to move forward one way or the other. The Mach E is basically fully maxed. The other cars are close to it, so I won't have a problem getting through, but I wanted to see how far I can get. And we know what the strong stage 6s are with these, and let's take a look, see if maybe 3 or 4 stage 6s will be enough. Certainly, because it's the final, there's no way you're going to get through with just stage 5 only. That's out of the question. You're definitely going to need stage 6s for pretty much every car here, with the first 2 cars being fully maxed as leverage to allow the other cars to be less than fully maxed, hopefully for the purpose of these relays. This car is fully maxed as well, so between the first car and this one, I should be able to get a nice leg up on the opponents with the relays, but it doesn't change the fact that you still have to have fully upgraded cars with enough stage 6s to make it through the actual individual challenges. For example, race 58, which was a pretty significant jump in requirement from a 8.6 right to an 8.0. The Mach E is a pretty good car, but again, you need to kind of get the launching right. It's a little sensitive to the launch. If you get it off perfect, it's going to lose a little bit of time. If you get it on perfect, it's better. I don't remember all the shift patterns to all these. I would recommend you to look them up on YouTube. I'm just using whatever shift pattern I sort of remember they should do. And so far, if I don't run into trouble, I'm just going to stick with them until we need to upgrade more to get through. Now, there's always 2 ways to get through any of these events. One is upgrade everything to fully maxed, and you breeze right through anything they throw at you. That's what Natural Motion actually wants, because to do that, generally speaking, you're buying crates, and a lot of them. And in doing so, you're giving them plenty of income, which is what they're looking for. The other alternative is to sort of try to play with luck and try to get through without going through everything being upgraded. That is much more luck dependent and a lot trickier, because one, you don't know which stage 6s necessarily will turn out the best for any given car. Although recently for tier 5, it seems that good old body, which is always a favorite for tier 5, and transmission seems to be some of the biggest stage 6s, and if you have those, you seem to have a much easier time getting through. The Camry, which is acquired from Showdown, is the least likely one for me to want to put a lot of stage 6s into, simply because I don't feel like this car is very good, and I'm only going to try to build it to the point where I can make it. Pull a few, because you're going to need a few. I don't think stage 5 only is going to cut it, but right now, I don't believe I put stage 6s in yet. I'm actually running it at stage 5 only just to see how far it'll let me go. And we've made it to race 62, heading into 63 now. Hurdle races, much like any event, right near the end. Okay, I don't even expect any problems up to race 50 something. And in fact, that's why I don't bother to record them, because anybody with a car that's basically fully fusioned at stage 5 will get through to race 50 something. In this case, it was race 58. And then after that, it's hit or miss. I mean, this car is running some, let me see. Nextgen Camry definitely was stage 5 only. I believe the Tuatara may have, oh yeah, that's definitely with stage 6s. So I think I have like 2 or 3 strong stage 6s in there. And the Mustang is upgraded fully, so, you know, you got to keep that in mind. Now, 242 mile per hour. Speed traps, generally speaking, with most of these cars, it's more of a push the nitrous a little bit later gear and you should be good kind of deal. Every car is a little different though. Some cars you actually do want to hit that nitrous early, but in this case, this car was okay just to hit the nitrous a little bit later. Of course, I get a turbo. Turbo's generally pretty useless, and generally that seems to be a favorite one to give you from the events. If I had to go back and calculate how many turbos I've gotten from events, I would say a lot. The other thing that's annoying is if you get one, you pull one from a crate, and then the game gives you a duplicate at that point. That's also very obnoxious, and it does happen. So between, crate pull and the game, there could be quite a bit of frustration, a lot of luck required to get the right parts to get through these things. So 8.9. Now, I can tell you right now, the Tuatara at this point needs stage 6. 8.950 you cannot hit really unless you're super good at shifting. I think maybe you get lucky. But it's basically a 9.0 car at stage 5 only. So this requires one stage 6 at race 65. But think about it, you're this far in. So the way the game is working is that it gets you hooked into the event far enough that, it's only 3-4 races to the end. But this is when everything hits you. Right now, it's still easy for me because, again, 2 max cars. These relays, because of having 2 of the max cars from the get-go, my stage 5 only Camry shouldn't suffer too much near the end here. But again, see, these are stage that turbo I didn't have. I think I pulled some of the other stage 6s. I'm missing turbo, so at least it's a new stage 6. But the Camry, so far so good. Okay, we're using these guys that are really good in the front to help reduce the stress towards the back, because if the front cars destroy the opponent on a relay, you get that extra time as a gap for starting as you move down the line. So having the first 2 lock-ins fully max is critical to easier relays down the line. It might be critical if you're running closer to the edge of just making it with the other cars. You definitely want these guys in the front to be the leverage cars to help you get there. All right. Now, I was asked to do a stage 6 effects on the Tuatara. Unfortunately, I didn't get them all, and I just didn't have a chance to do it. What I can tell you is, again, the Tuatara, the trans, body, tire, nitrous, engine are the ones you want. Turbo and intake generally doesn't do a whole lot. And that's consistent to these cars all around. Okay, I don't think I launched or shifted that very well, but I'm so far ahead it doesn't matter. Okay, so here's the Tuatara. We'll go back and look at the actual stage 6s I have installed near the end if we don't need to add more to get there. So let's see what happens here. So I know the Tuatara is generally like a late nitrous kind of deal. Okay, so here we go, Camry. Let's see what the Camry does. All right, so I forgot what the shift pattern is with the Camry, but I've been doing kind of like quick second and nitrous. It could be different. Doesn't seem to hurt me so far, so I'm not too concerned about it. But so that's race 65 relay, and then we have race 66 relay. Let's see how much of a. So this one was only a 33 seconds, so that's a 4 second, 7 second difference between my cars and the opponents. I'm sure it's going to escalate at the next race. Let's see how much it escalates by. It went from really easy to hard all of a sudden. So this relay is substantially faster. Oh, that's because it's only using 2 cars. This one again is pretty upgraded with I think 3 strong stage 6 or 2. This one's stage 5 only, and it still can make it through that relay apparently. It's only hard, not deadly. So let's see what we can do here. So race 65 was easy, 66 harder, but that's only because Camry's stage 5 only. And my Mustang isn't running all stage 6s either. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hope that this is more than enough. Yep, so far so good. Okay, it's not worse. That's always good. go. Not the best launch, but hey, enough to get the job done. Okay, here we go. Not bad. Took care of that. So that was not really that bad. I mean, it's you know, it's not super easy, but got through that. Let's focus on the next piece. Okay, so back to the Tuatara. This one, let's see what the opponent runs, because that'll tell us all we need to know about how hard it is for this particular challenge. Now, the Tuatara, again, is 9 seconds with stage 5. It gets to 8 and 7s pretty fast with the right stage 6s, but not so easy if you don't have the right stage 6s. So, again, that's still at 8.1. That's, you know, so you went from 8.9 to 8.1 between these few races. So that, again, is a decent jump. 8.1s definitely require a decent amount of stage 6s. I would say 2 or 3 at minimum. 4 if you have the bad ones. And here we go. Now I cannot make it for race 68 with the Camry. It's extreme. Let's run it, see what the challenge is, and then let's figure out what happened with regard to needing upgrades. Okay, here we go. I'm going to get trashed, but let's find out how badly. Wow. I'm actually hanging in there. Wow. Okay. Okay. Made it. All right. All right. Wow. That was not expected. Barely made it on extreme. But it's not getting less extreme. It's just getting more extreme after that. Race 69. So literally you at the end of the event here, looking at the end of the event here, and it's extreme. So let's see what it requires. Still the Camry. Now this one I'm definitely not making it. I suspect there's a nice jump in performance now. Okay. I'm pretty stoked I even made that last one, so I'm not expecting much here. So here you go. That's a huge gap there. So 8.8 is what I'm running, and that's really 8.7 is really fast for stage 5 only for a car like this. But notice it went from 8.8 to 7.9, a full 1 second jump on one race. That's intentional. And why wait till race 69 to do that? Because if a player gets to race 69 and you're looking at getting that prize car literally in another, what, one race? Would you give up? I mean, at this point, you start to justify things. You kind of go, well, it's only 10 crates. If I just throw it in, I'll make it. Okay? Now, I have the stage 6s here, so it's not like I don't have the parts to do this. So let's take a look at trans first, see if it's a big one for this car or not. I suspect, based on the number changes, it's not a huge one. Maybe body or one of the other ones might actually be stronger. So it went from 8.7 to 8. That's a pretty decent jump, actually. So 8.7 to 8.3, or even 8.8 to 8.3, that's a decent jump. So trans is definitely good. Let's see if body is better before we just throw those two in. Because I suspect nitrous and tire, nitrous won't be useful because this car is already running nitrous all the way to the left just to have the best evo. That means nitrous isn't going to be a strong stage 6 for it. Turbo and intake generally worthless. 8.2 to 2. So body's stronger. So between the two, I'll make it. So if you get trans and body, you'll definitely be enough. At least for race 69. I don't know about 70, but so that's trans and body, right? Both being relatively strong stage 6s. Remember, we got to hit 7.9. Now, I suspect, as I said earlier, nitrous isn't going to be that great. Turbo might be okay. Engine probably will be useful. So let's try engine. Let's forget tire. Okay, let's not worry about tire yet. Take a look at engine. If engine drops it by at least 0.2, 0.3, that in combination with body should cut it for us. 8.472 from 8.7 or so. So yeah, if that combined with body, I should make race 69. So there are a few combinations here that looks like a 2 stage 6 combination should make it. Trans and engine may not make it. It might be kind of close. Let's trans and body obviously would make it. Let's try tire, and let's see what that gives us. If tire still has a little better than engine, so then that pretty much gives you the combinations that you can look at. Naturally, turbo intake probably combined would only match one of the other ones. So that's a 3 stage 6 easy. Yeah, it's actually not as good as even engine. So let me add body in. Let's see if we can get 7.9. If we cannot, that kind of tells you where you're at with the stage 6 combinations for the Camry. You're basically stuck not getting through without at least 3 in that situation. Okay, so I'm going to leave tire. I'm going to throw in, let's throw in transfers because it's a little weaker than body. So let's see if trans is enough. If it's enough, obviously body's no issue. So let's take a look. Remember, we got to drop to 7.9. Nope, 8.0. Even if I can beat dyno a little bit, that's going to be cutting it really close. So in this situation, I would say I would go back and, if I had body, that would be your key stage 6. Body trans can get you there, but I think you're going to need 3. I think body with tire, you only need 2. Body with engine, probably 2. Body with transmission definitely should cut it under 7.9. But I'm not even sure this will be 7.9. Let's take a look first before we get ahead of ourselves too much here. 7.9. Ooh, that's woo. Whoa, that's tight. Okay. So that's right there on 7.96. Now remember, each time you jump in and out, you may get a different opponent that's actually faster or slightly slower for these races. So I may go back in there and hit a 7.7 opponent and still lose. Or if I find the same guy again who's 7.9 something, I may have a chance. So again, this is why everybody's telling you 3 stage 6s for the Camry, because that's a guarantee, right? 3 stage 6s, you'll definitely make it. 2, you probably struggle. So really, it depends really heavily on what the opponent runs, and boom, done. Okay, so still looks like 7.9s. 7.943, a little bit faster than the 7.971. Very close, but I did it on that stage 6, so those definitely managed to cut it. And off we go to race 70. We're done with the event, and hopefully we'll win the prize car at this point, because I have reached the end of the road with this American road trip. And it is an extreme relay. I expected to always say extreme at this final relay, but again, maxed, stage 6s, stage 6s, stage 6s. So even if it's kind of close, I suspect it's not going to be too bad. Oh, it just went from extreme to hard, meaning the computer recalculated and said, ooh, okay, he's probably going to wreck us. So, and that's what I was hoping for. It's going to be a little bit easier. Let's go ahead and take care of it. Okay. Not my best drive necessarily, but looks like it's moving right along here. Oh, went back to extreme. Oh, we didn't like that. You ran too slow. It's back to extreme. Alright, extreme it is then. Phooey. Okay, here we go. This is a max car, so there's a good chance that it'll go back from extreme to less extreme. Or it's just going to keep saying extreme just to scare me. Look, it's super extreme now. You're done, boy. Okay. Yeah, see, it's like, oh, no, you'll definitely lose now. We are going more extreme for you. But it lies. The meter lies. Okay, here we go. I'm not even sure I'm supposed to use nitrous in second, but I'm using it. Look at that guy. Oh, yeah, real extreme now. I'm shaking in my boots. Yes, and despite you beating him by almost a second, we are going more extreme because it's tough. This is the last race. It has to be extreme, even though it's more like easy. Okay. Come on, boy. Bring that extreme racer. Alright, that was a bad launch. Really bad. I should start on perfect, but whatever. Yes, he didn't even start yet. But yet the bar's going to go more extreme. You'll definitely lose now. We're going to make it super extreme. Okay. Now, admittedly, the Camry is a little bit slower, so there is a chance that I will cut it close on this particular race. But again, 7.7 second run should be possible. I mean 7.9, which in here, because yep, this is a full. Yeah. All right, that was it. Easy. So in the end, they kind of try to just scare you with that bar. It's super extreme, man. 47 seconds. Didn't we run one earlier that was like 30 some seconds? Oh no, that was quarter mile one. This is half mile. Okay. So your final is like a 47 second combined. I ran a 37 second, so I'm like 10 seconds ahead. Meaning, the real hurdle isn't necessarily having all these cars maxed for the relays. It doesn't matter, but having these cars basically sub. So stage 6 is, this one needs probably 2. That one needs 2. This one needs at least 2 to get through. But again, it goes back to which ones you have, because if you don't have the right ones, you're not going to do very well. Okay, so I'm down the home stretch. I thought I'm done. Am I done? This should be done. I should be getting the car now. Alright, and there it is. 6 seconds. Sick Seconds Camaro. Okay. One thing about these final prize cars, after all you do to get them, you'll see a bunch of them in lobby for a while, and then they slowly disappear because most of them are not really that great ultimately for long-term use. So let's recap here. Camry, I ended up using 2 stage 6s, and I know that if body's involved, body, tire, body, trans, body, engine is enough. I'm not sure about body, and I doubt body nitrous is going to cut it. Transmission, you're probably going to need something stronger to go with it for 2 or most likely 3. The Tuatara, let's take a look at that car, what we have in it. The Striker. Now the Tuatara is very similar in that the strongest stage 6s are naturally transmission, body, tire, engine, nitrous for this guy. Now this one, I was running a lot of stage 6s on this one. Woohoo! Okay, so remember we had to hit like a 8.0, I think, right? So I'm going to run again top stage 6s. I was at 7.4 with these 5 stage 6s, but it slows down quite a bit if you start taking out stage 6s. But let's see where we're at. See, that's 8.0. So this car unfortunately needs a lot. It's a very fast car, fully tuned, so I'm kind of shocked that it actually requires this much upgrades. But it seems like the Striker is one of the ones that'll hold you up if you don't have enough stage 6s. So let's take this one out. We'll throw this back in. Let's see if this will give us. I didn't even bother to put the turbo in. Well, I didn't get the intake, but I didn't bother to put turbo in because I don't expect it to do a whole lot. So it's 8.0, 8.0. Tire and engine pretty much the same. So again, you're looking at jumping from 9 to 8, but you know 7s actually is what you want to get. So again, this one 3 stage 6s minimum just to get there. You're not going to get away with 2 on that one. So Camry you can get away with 2. Tuatara Striker at least 3, and we're talking about strong ones. Let's see, where's that Ford? Let me see what I ended up with the Ford. The Ford, I could have used any stage 6. It was available with all stage 6, but let me see what I actually ran. So I ran it with 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 stage 6s, including what is nitrous. Now if I take this out, and body and trans being the only 2, I suspect it's going to be a lot tougher, but 3 stage 6 also for the Ford in this case. And again, the strong ones, both body and transmission are very strong for this car. 7.9 without the nitrous. So again, 7.9, 8.0. We can review the last 10 races in the future to see if that would have cut it, but I think probably not. 7.9 is very close, if not impossible. Let's see what the nitrous would have, or whatever it's called for the electric cars, would have done for us. I think it's like 2/10, probably 7.7 here. Yeah, 7.7. So it's not super strong by any means, but at least you get 7.7 runs, and you may need that 7.7. So 2 or 3 stage 6s even for the Ford. So that's really it. That is your essentially what you need to kind of get through this event, which again, from a difficulty standpoint, if these weren't all Purple Star cars with paid crates, it really wasn't that bad, but they are, and therefore that makes it kind of difficult for anybody who's playing for free. You're relying on luck and free crates. That's a lot tougher because you need 3 stage 6s. Even assuming you get a decent one from the race itself, the event itself, you need 2 more. That means 2 times loyalty or luck in the crate, where one of the crates on a daily just gives you a stage 6. That's asking for a lot. And that's why most people end up paying to get through these events. Alright, well that is the final runs with the American Road Trip 2 to win the Sick Second Camaro. Sick Second Camaro. I hope you liked the video. I hope that I gave you some information that's helpful to you in the final few days for this event. We're looking at how many days left here. Let's take a look. Looks like we still got about 4 days. So in the next 4 days, I wish you the best of luck in getting through the event. And feel free to comment and let me know what you think. Ask questions if you have any. I'll try to answer the best I can. If you like the video, leave a like. If you like my channel, hit the bell, subscribe, hit the bell, and you get notifications when I put up new videos. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. I'll catch you next time.